everyone, Astro Kid here. Welcome back to my channel. A long time no see. Today we're talking about March 2025 and what it has in store for your zodiac sign. Now, I won't lie to you guys, there is a lot going on in March astrologically. There's a lot of events, a lot of energy, a lot of chaos. We're going to sort it out today and see how exactly it affects you based on your rising sign. Now, get ready because it's a long list of events I'm about to tell you guys. This is the timeline of March and the dates you need to keep in mind for what's happening in the astrology world. First things first, on March 1st, Venus goes retrograde in the sign of Aries. Now in this video, I will tell you guys, we're not talking about Venus retrograde, we're talking about that on Patreon, so you guys can subscribe there for that Venus retrograde video impact on your sign, but just know it does go retrograde March 1st. And also on March 1st, Mercury retrograde pre-shadow begins. Like I said, there's a lot going on. Mercury retrograde's also going on in March. And on March 3rd, Mercury enters Aries. March 14th, there is a full moon total lunar eclipse in the sign of Virgo. It is also eclipse season in March, okay? March 15th, Mercury officially goes retrograde, and similar to the Venus retrograde video, we are talking about that on Patreon. So Mercury retrograde, Venus retrograde, link down below. It's not really in this video. We're really focusing on eclipse season in these predictions. So next thing that happens is March 20th, the sun officially enters Aries in the tropical astrology timeline, and this is spring equinox. It's the first day of spring, so thank God for the weather about to change pretty soon. It's been really cold in February and January, okay? On March 27th, Venus goes into Pisces. It's still in retrograde. March 29th, there is a new moon partial solar eclipse in the sign of Aries. So with this eclipse season, we have the first eclipse in Virgo. It's a lunar eclipse, and the second eclipse is in the same month. It's a new moon solar eclipse in the sign of Aries, where it's a little different, or usually we would have them in opposite signs, but instead we're having it Virgo and Aries, which is like the 8th aspect signs. Yeah. So March 29th, Mercury enters Pisces, and then on March 30th, Neptune enters Aries. So with that being said, Mercury retrograde predictions, Venus retrograde is on Patreon, but right now we're focusing in on eclipse season and how that energy is going to shift and change your life. In March, you get this brand new beginning as we start the spring season. So let's see how it's affecting your sign. You can watch this for your rising sign most accurately, your tropical rising sign only. This is following the tropical timeline of events in astrology, not the sidereal ones. And you can feel free to watch it for your sun or moon as well, because I know some of you guys like to watch for your sun, moon, or rising, but just know rising is the default for this kind of video. So for you Aries, so far up until this point, the sun has been transiting your 12th house. Pisces season is a time for you of isolation. You're taking care of yourself, you're doing a lot of self-reflection, and this is a time where there are major endings coming in your life, endings in your career for a lot of people, endings when it comes to karmic contracts and clearing of energy. So you, out of all the signs, are feeling this gateway into spring very strongly, since spring is your season. Aries season welcomes in spring, so you feel this rebirth energy moving forward. And in order to move forward, you have to let go of some things and let go of baggage. So you're letting go of energy that no longer serves you, mentalities, your subconscious beliefs are shifting, and this is what eclipse season is changing for you in your life, is those patterns that are saturated in your mind mentally when it comes to how you think about yourself, how you think about life, your spiritual beliefs. Eclipse season is shifting that for you. It's breaking it up and clearing out old belief systems in order to welcome in new belief systems that will shift your life subsequently. The lunar eclipse on March 14th brings you to a space of experiencing endings when it comes to your career. A lot of you guys might be letting go of a certain job that you're in right now. You've been planning to quit for a while, and that's when you finally submit your 2 weeks notice. You quit abruptly for some people. This eclipse energy can be abrupt, and it also can be shocking and electric and cause you to do impulsive things. So be aware of that. That's a prediction I have for some Aries. Since you guys are naturally impulsive, ruled by Mars, you will just quit on the dime of a hat, or just walk out, or do something you might regret later when it comes to work, because that could affect your future ability to get hired somewhere else. It might leave a bad impression with your employers or hurt your reputation, so be careful there. But there is major endings when it comes to your job. Now, a lot of you guys aren't necessarily leaving your job just yet, but there's a light bulb that goes off for you with this eclipse, where you are gaining information on how to change your career in the subsequent months. After Aries season, you want to start your own business officially. You want to make the puzzle pieces fit together in order for you to like branch out and do your own thing and be independent without having to be reliant financially on a job, reliant on a certain industry to work in. You really want to shift things up there with this lunar eclipse in your 6th house. Be aware of your activity with your pets or wherever you bring your pets. So if you leave them at daycare, you let them be pet sitted by someone else, be aware of any accidents or being fed the wrong medication, things like that. There are some things that can go wrong or confusing with your pets, so take care. And then the sun enters your 1st house March 20th, so this is your rebirth time. This is a rebirth of a new version of yourself, what you want to incorporate into your life for the next coming months. And you're standing on a few new pillars that you feel like are more authentic to you. What is authentic to your identity? What are your values? Who are you? And how would you describe yourself? This is what you're realizing with that series of events of the eclipse being in your 6th house and the sun going into your 1st house on March 20th. The month with the eclipse in your 1st house, and this makes you realize where you want to go in life. I predict for a lot of you guys, you are aware of a new life direction that you want to take. And a lot of you guys, it is connected to your career. It is connected to your job, which is such a big part of our lives, naturally a part of our daily routine. And that is completely shifting for you by the end of eclipse season. So expect a new life direction to be birthed into your consciousness by the end of the month, and you realize where you want to go in a more confident and decisive way. And if you guys want to know how Mercury retrograde as well as Venus retrograde is impacting your sign in March, you guys can click the link down below. It's on Patreon now. Now for you, Leo, Pisces season is all about transformation, and those are themes you've been experiencing so far and you will continue to experience as we make our way through March. Now what I will highlight for you with the sun transiting your 8th house is that there is this enhanced psychic awareness for you and awareness about your thoughts and your psychological mind. And that is transforming for you during Pisces season in the gist of letting go of certain thought patterns, letting go of how you used to think. What was your old mindset? How are you transforming that into a new mindset in order to transform a new version of yourself? Ultimately, you are undergoing this spiritual transformation, and a lot of you guys can feel it on a psychic level, and you'll be able to see the physical manifestation of that after eclipse season ends. And we can talk about how the eclipse in Virgo is impacting you on March 14th. It's going to light up your 2nd house. So this brings a shock and new information when it comes to your finances. Your income is an ending in your finances. There's a major culmination taking place where something comes to an end, so something new can begin. For a lot of you guys, you could be quitting a job, letting go of a certain revenue stream that's no longer lucrative for you. This has the energy to it where there's necessary baggage you need to let go of when it comes to your financial life. There's debt that you didn't know about that you have to pay off. Maybe you're saving to pay off your debt. You're saving up in order to do those necessary strategies to raise your credit. You're thinking about your financial goals. You are inspired with a sense of bravery to face any financial mistakes that you made in the past, recognizing them, owning up to them, being more aware of how you want to budget your money in the future, since as Leos, we don't know the word budget, okay? But that is something you have to learn as we get to be adults, and doing the whole adulting thing can be frustrating and bring a lot of stress and anxiety. So that's what's coming to you with this eclipse in the first part of the month, is being aware of your spending habits, how you're spending, what kind of new revenue streams can you build for yourself in the future. Revenue streams aren't working for you right now. How do you want to get paid more? Do you want to quit your job? Do you want to get a second job? You're considering all these things and have to make a big decision with this eclipse. So a lot of this heavy spiritual energy you're feeling, this heavy psychic energy, gets alleviated a bit once the sun goes into Aries on the 20th. The onset of Aries season, you feel reborn. You feel a sense of refreshment towards a new path in your life. You feel aligned with your life purpose. And for a lot of you guys, you're drawing this connection between whatever you feel like your life purpose is and how is that connected to your finances. Do you feel like your life purpose is in the job you're in right now, and is that going to financially support your dreams and aligning with your purpose? And you're kind of intertwining that in order to understand how that's going to unfold for you in the future. And you get really spiritual with this energy of Aries season and spring equinox. So I wouldn't be surprised if you guys were going to some sort of spiritual event. Maybe you're contacting your pastor or spiritual advisor, or someone that you trust when it comes to giving you spiritual advice, going to church. You lean on your guides, get information from them, and feel more aligned with your spiritual guides with Aries season. And on March 29th, the eclipse in Aries is going to light up your 9th house, and it brings you to this spiritual awakening moment. You have an epiphany about where you're headed in life, what your purpose is. You feel decisive about it. You feel a lot more excited than you did probably in the first half of March, which was a little bit crazy for you energetically and emotionally. And then once this eclipse comes, you're like, okay, now it makes sense. Now I am downloading the information I need for my next steps in life. You get those spiritual dreams, those synchronicities, angel numbers, however your guides communicate to you, they're going to be communicating to you very strongly with this eclipse on the 29th. So you can be aware of the messages you get around that time, because it's going to be very vital to what your next steps are for the rest of 2025. Overall for you, Leo, eclipse season is bringing into your life and teaching you, most importantly, how to recognize your own worth, your sense of self-worth, and how that is connected to your spiritual journey. If you guys want to know more about how Mercury retrograde and Venus retrograde will impact you in March, that video is up on Patreon, link down below, up now. Now for you, Sagittarius, Pisces season so far has been a time of you focusing on your inner world. You're focused on private matters, you're focused on home and family. And these themes will continue to be amplified for you throughout Pisces season in March, focusing on those closest to you, who you live with, your family members, and being closer to them overall. And this is a time of heightened emotional awareness where you're replenishing yourself emotionally, taking care of your emotions, and being more in touch with your intuition and feminine energy. What we can say for you with the eclipse happening on the 14th, it's lighting up your 10th house, your midheaven. There's a culmination coming into your life where it pertains to your work and reputation. There's something you realize about where you want to move forward in life when it comes to your profession, and it could be completely different than what you're doing right now. So there's a huge shock that comes into your life through information, through something someone tells you, and there's a light bulb that goes off in your mind about, wait, this is not what I want to do anymore. You feel decisive about that. This is industry I want to pursue instead, and you start making necessary plans to do that in the future. And you don't want to do anything too drastic, too impulsive. Aries is going through a similar situation with you during eclipse season, where you could walk out of your job and quit abruptly, or submit your 2 weeks at this point in time, or maybe you're terminated from your job and it's unexpected. So these unexpected events can happen by your own doing or by your job's doing, but just be aware of those things with this energy so high in your chart and so focused on your career. And with the onset of spring equinox on March 20th, this means the sun is going into your 5th house. So this brings new energy into your life where you shift your attention towards things that bring you pleasure, things that are exciting for you. This could be a time where you do something exciting or thrilling outside of your comfort zone, outside of your routine. During Pisces season, you were nesting, you were focused on your energy and aligning it. Now it is a time in Aries season where you want to do something that's fun, do something for yourself. Maybe you're doing something you haven't done before, and it's bringing you a sense of joy and fulfillment emotionally. This energy is focused on your creative hobbies, your creative endeavors. So that's something you might be doing with the eclipse on March 29th. It's going to bring into your life a new creative project you really want to work on, something you want to publish to the world. I sense for a lot of you guys, and this is something that I predict for you, is that you feel very excited about a new thing, a new project. It's the birth of something new in your life, and it's connected to your creativity, your inner child. You do really want to express to the world, which could contrast the career that you're in right now, where you could feel like that is blocking you. I predict for you with the second eclipse in March, it's going to bring the birth of some new project into your life and you creating something that is from your heart. So ultimately for you, Sagittarius, what eclipse season is teaching you is what you want to bring to the world, how you want to express that, and what you want to keep private, and ultimately what you want your career to look like in the future based on these new exciting projects that you're doing. If you guys want to know more about how Mercury retrograde and Venus retrograde will impact you in March, that video is up on Patreon, link down below, up now. Now for you, Taurus, Pisces season is a time for you where you're focused on your future and your long-term goals. You're thinking about what are your aspirations and the vision you see for yourself moving forward. You're also focused on your social networks, your social influence, and how you can change your life based on the connections that you have socially. So what comes into the light for you on the 14th with the eclipse in your 5th house is realizing what your true passions and desires are and seeing for yourself what you think is your true purpose in life. And this eclipse will bring into your consciousness, your awareness, whether or not what you're doing now is aligned with this true purpose and what exactly is your true purpose and how do you see those themes in your life already manifesting, intertwining, and unfolding for you. And as the sun enters your 12th house on March 20th, Aries season is a time for you of isolation, reflection, and rejuvenation. And I can see for a lot of you guys in your life taking a break from what you've been doing, stepping back from certain things in your life you feel like are draining you. This is especially work related, what you do professionally. Work has been taking up a lot of your time and you want to withdraw your energy from your professional life if you can and be more withdrawn, investing in yourself energetically and aligning with your spiritual energy. So with that being said, the eclipse on the 29th being in your 12th house can bring this draining energy to you where you want to withdraw yourself from places that aren't recognizing your energy or you feel like aren't replenishing you or reciprocating your energy and putting that energy back into yourself. You feel like you're in this selfish vibration where you want to pour into yourself mentally, physically. It's all about self-care with this eclipse and how you can take care of your energetic body, your spiritual body in order to have a better foundation to work from in your everyday 3D reality. And ultimately, what eclipse season is reconciling for you, Taurus, is moving forward with your dreams and aspirations in a realistic way. I can see for a lot of you guys, you're in this dream world partially throughout Pisces season and even Aries season of what you want to happen, what's in the spiritual realm, what are in your visions that are intangible, but you're reconciling how you can make that tangible in the future. And although eclipse season is bringing chaos into your life when it comes to your emotions or your spiritual routine, what you do find at the end of it is this theme of direction, this theme of purpose, and ultimately moving forward with what you truly desire, what makes you feel alive and excited, and what doesn't take your energy, but what actually replenishes you energetically. And if you guys would like to know about how Mercury retrograde is affecting you as well as Venus retrograde, those videos are up on Patreon, link down below, up now. Now for you, Virgo, Pisces season is a time where you are aware of how you're perceived socially. You're focused on your social connections and especially the relationship you have with your spouse. So all these elements come into your awareness during eclipse season, and what you're left with wondering is how you are perceived by people. What is your reputation? What is your connection with your spouse? Is it balance? Is there conflict resolution that needs to be had? And you become more critical of yourself and those around you in a social sense. Now this angle of criticism is mirrored back to you with the eclipse on the 14th of March. It lights up your 1st house. So having this affect your identity, your physical appearance, you're wondering what is the new version of yourself you want to produce moving forward? What are elements of your personality that you think you want to show to people? What is your most authentic self? What does that look like? This is what you're pondering with the eclipse, and there's information that is revealed to you from within about what your life journey has in store for you, what you want to pursue moving forward in 2025, what is your ideal physical appearance and how you can achieve that. It is a bit of frustrating energy though, having this eclipse on your ascendant. It is chaotic, confusing, it can make you feel a bit restless and directionless, but ultimately the energy does fade, but expect for this energy to make you feel amped up, energetic, enthusiastic. You can even feel a little bit lower vibrational where you're sad, withdrawn. You can be someone who processes energy in a different way where you need to take some time out, reflect, relax. This is a good time for self-care for you, Virgo, during the eclipse and taking care of your physical body, but also your mental health, your spiritual well-being, and your essence of what makes you feel most complete and replenished. And I do predict for a lot of you Virgos that this energy makes you feel bold and it makes you do some things that you usually wouldn't do, say some things that you wouldn't do. So you have this this thing on your chest, this energy you want to manifest in the material realm, and it can take so many different forms. So be aware of what you are expressing, what you do want to do, and you could feel the energy within you want to lunge out or express something boldly that you've been keeping dormant for a while. Now, when the sun enters your 8th house on March 20th, this puts you in a period of transformation, transforming yourself, where the previous eclipse made you realize what it is that you do want to change about yourself, what you do want to hide, what you do want to express, and how you want to present yourself to the world and socially. And with this 8th house transit, you're transforming yourself spiritually, you're transforming your psychological mind, your subconscious mind, and you're able to break long withstanding patterns within yourself that change your way of thinking, that change your way of thinking about yourself, your self-concept. And once you have this internal alchemical psychological change, you are able to change your physical reality around you. And with this second half of eclipse season lighting up your 8th house, there is some major transformation in your life that changes who you are, changes your personality. Usually with significant events, even traumatic events, it completely changes our ability to interact with reality, see things in a certain way. And I predict for a lot of you guys, there is some major event or catalyst that happens in your life, even energetically or in the spiritual realm, that changes who you are inside as a person. This solar eclipse in your 8th house is no joke, so be aware of this energy. Everything is energy, so you can use it in a positive way, it can manifest negatively, but you do have control over how it does work for you. But there are some events in your life that are destined to happen, destined to manifest, and how you react to them and deal with it is a part of your life's journey. Ultimately, Virgo, what eclipse season is teaching you, I can see in your chart, has a lot to do with boundary setting, how you want people to treat you, speaking up for yourself, and expressing yourself in an authentic way. And if you guys would like to know about how Mercury retrograde is affecting you, as well as Venus retrograde, those videos are up on Patreon, link down below, up now. For you, Capricorn, Pisces season is the time that makes you aware of your thought patterns, your mentality, and your mindset towards life. Since the sun will be going through your 3rd house for most of March, you're aware of how you communicate to people, how you want to get your messaging across, and how you can communicate with people in a clear and direct way. Which leads to the energy on March 14th with the eclipse lighting up your 9th house. There is something in your energetic field that is going to be revealed to you, a truth, a piece of information, and this information will be a catalyst for your life path, your life purpose, and what you're meant to achieve in the future. Also illuminating for you your mindsets, your mentality, which we talked about with this 3rd house activation. You're in this space that is cerebral, where you're aware of your consciousness state, how you can elevate it, how you can expand your consciousness and awareness to gain more spiritual information that can help you evolve in life and help push forward when it comes to your spiritual journey. This is something you're prioritizing with the first half of eclipse season, is your spiritual journey, is the spiritual research that you want to do, that you find valuable and spend your time doing. Then with the sun shifting into your 4th house on the 20th, this puts you in a space to focus on private matters, focus on home, family, and what goes on behind the scenes in your life. And with whatever's going on behind the scenes in your life, it reaches a climax or culmination point with the eclipse in Aries on the 29th, where something comes to an end, especially as it pertains to your home life, your family life, and your living situation. On the energetic side of things, there is a narrative you're letting go of. You are releasing the past baggage. There's a ending coming in your life that other people might not know about, but it's something that's private for you, or a private situation you are navigating. And this brash, direct, electric Aries energy in your 4th house is going to give you that bravery you need to let go of something that's been in your energetic field for a while, that's been an emotional strain on you or emotional baggage, and you finally let it go in order to accept this new story and to step into new territories energetically beyond eclipse season. So ultimately, what eclipse season is teaching you, Capricorn, is about how your belief, your mindset influences and shifts your life and lifestyle. And if you guys would like to know about how Mercury retrograde is affecting you, as well as Venus retrograde, those videos are up on Patreon, link down below, up now. For you, Gemini, Pisces season is a time where you're focused on your career and your public image. You are more aware how you're perceived by the public, perceived socially, and what are your standings at work and in your professional life. And it is a time where you do have a clear vision of your future, what you want to achieve moving forward, and you have this optimism towards what you want to achieve in your career especially. This does does bring attention to you in terms of popularity, public recognition, publishing something to the world and being recognized for it. So Pisces season does bring those elements into your life. However, it is tweaked a little bit this year since eclipse season is changing a lot of things for us. So how the first eclipse happening will change you, Gemini, is that this eclipse is lighting up your 4th house. So you're really aware of your family dynamics, you're aware of the past, what has shaped you to who you are based on how you grew up, your childhood. So eclipse season brings all those memories back to you, and through all those memories you're able to form a better idea of why you are the way you are today, which is something you might be working through with a therapist, for example, or with family members. And going through this process of recognition allows you to launch yourself into the future more confidently and securely, but only after you recognize your past. Especially with the eclipse on the 14th, there is something you want to let go of from the past, energetically, emotionally, since it is in your 4th house here. It's this sensitive time emotionally for you, and it is important for you to let go of something in terms of baggage, in terms of old narratives, and you're letting go of something energetically from the past that you no longer want to move forward with. And your hopefulness is amplified once Aries season starts on the 20th, the sun goes into your 11th house. So you start seeing new possibilities for yourself manifest. Thinking sharply about what you do want to manifest, you have this courage and boldness that Aries season is bringing towards achieving something new. Diving into a new narrative, a new storyline, new roles, new characters, a new you to attract new circumstances to yourself after you let go of that baggage in the past with the first half of eclipse season. And the eclipse on the 29th illuminates for you what exactly it is that you do want to pursue in the future. You get more specific about your manifestations. You have this vague, energetic idea about where you're going. And then the eclipse reveals to you, like, hey, this is your purpose in life. This is what you can pursue. These are the aspirations you want to fulfill. And a lot of you guys can receive messages from your guides, from spiritual downloads, energetic downloads, dreams, and things like that. Through that messaging from the universe, you feel more confident about what goals to pursue and what vision you want to manifest for yourself overall in your life. So ultimately, Gemini, what you do learn in eclipse season has a lot to do with where you're going in life versus where you've been, and also how you want to present yourself socially and to the public, and what you want your reputation to be about you moving forward. And if you guys would like to know about how Mercury retrograde is affecting you as well as Venus retrograde, those videos are up on Patreon, link down below, up now. Now for you, Libra, the sun is transiting your 6th house during Pisces season. So you're focused on your health, routine, work, and your daily activities. So as you're in this space where you're focused on your health, your wellness, your routine, as we get to the eclipse happening on the 14th, it's going to be in your 12th house. So you're aware at this point of what you want to let go of when it comes to your health, your diet, what you participate in on a daily basis. You're being scrutinizing and criticizing what you do every single day to be productive, to ultimately be successful and achieve what you want in life. It all goes back to this theme of routine and daily habits. So there is a habit that you want to change. There is something you're calling yourself out on and being like, hey, that's not an activity I want to participate in anymore. You're taking responsibility for your actions and habits that you've been doing, and realizing what's working for you and what just isn't anymore. So it is a powerful time for you in the first half of eclipse season where you're letting something go, you're moving forward, and you're ready to let go of the past and energetic baggage you feel like is holding you back. And for you, out of all the signs, I think what we can predict is that the first half of eclipse season can be draining for you. It can have a strain on your physical health, mental health. So self-care is recommended, and it's something you're probably participating in with the eclipse, is rejuvenating yourself, taking time out of work, taking time out of your regular routine, and just going into your own little bubble of self-replenishment. Now the energy shifts for you once we get to Aries season. The sun goes into your 7th house, and your awareness is now placed on your relationship with your spouse, with the social connections that you have and how you appear in social dynamics overall. And a big thing for you that's appearing with the eclipse on the 29th is how you want to be perceived in your social dynamics mistakes. You're setting necessary boundaries, speaking up for yourself, doing conflict resolution. That results in how you are interacting with people socially, how they're recognizing you or treating you, how you're treating them. Is it equal or is it balanced? And there is a major milestone or catalyst that happens in the relationship with your spouse. There could be an ongoing divorce that you're going through, so you have to handle the necessary negotiations with lawyers. There is a new relationship you recently entered, and this is like your first argument you're having with them, so you have to set boundaries there, and that's a pivotal point in your relationship. You can expect some major event to happen in your life that is a catalyst for transformation in your partnerships, whether you're married, single, or in a partnership. So ultimately, Libra, eclipse season is bringing you awareness about how to take care of yourself, this theme of self-care, physically, mentally, and spiritually. It's also bringing you a sense of awareness when it comes to boundary setting in relationships and how you want to set boundaries with people around you, but especially with your spouse. And if you guys would like to know about how Mercury retrograde is affecting you, as well as Venus retrograde, those videos are up on Patreon, link down below, up now. Now for you Aquarius, Pisces season is a time where the sun travels through your second house, so you're focused on your possessions, your material wealth, your finances, and income. What eclipse season is bringing you is that first eclipse on the 14th. It's lighting up your 8th house, so there is transformation to be had with your finances, your income, and your resources. There's information that is revealed to you, there's a culmination point or a climax with your finances, and it can involve other people. This means that you're in a business deal, you're in contracts, and you realize something that changes the trajectory of what this partnership will be or could be. It could be on the negative end, where there was unrevealed information from another party towards you, so it's kind of like something you don't want to engage in moving forward. So you could be in a position to terminate a contract or not continue business-wise with someone because you feel like it's not good for your financial outcome. And there's some sort of psychological catalyst that changes your mentality, changes your mindset towards money, and you realize you want to stop investing in certain things. You realize you want to spend your money in a different way moving forward. We talked about this more in depth on Patreon with Mercury retrograde and Venus retrograde also influencing your second house. But just to generalize it right here, right now, there is a transformation that needs to be had with your personal finances, and you're realizing what that could be with this eclipse in your second house on the 14th. And with the sun going into your third house on the 20th, you become more aware of communication, your communication style, and how that affects your social connections around you. Especially with this eclipse on the 29th, it makes you more expressive verbally. Now, you are someone who is expressive verbally. You have strong opinions, a strong mind. You don't mind having an opinion that no one else has and verbalizing that to the world. So this is a theme that is amplified and magnified. You can expect some sort of scenario to manifest in your life around the end of March where you are speaking your mind. It is something that might be harsh, like a harsh truth you bring to someone. Your opinion has to be heard. This is at work or in your business life where you have to set a strict boundary verbally, but you have to do it in a way that is not too aggressive or malicious. There's some sort of communication that needs to be had when it comes to the people you're around, how you express yourself to them, and what it is you have to say to them. This is all about self-expression for you, what you want to communicate to the world and how you're communicating it. And it makes you more impulsive to say things you wouldn't normally say, or say things to people you wouldn't say it to, and especially posting on social media in a way that is erratic, impulsive, or brash. Ultimately, Aquarius, what you're learning during eclipse season, what it is bringing you is this sense of power when it comes to setting boundaries with people, with yourself, with your finances, and also setting boundaries by the way you speak up. And if you guys would like to know about how Mercury retrograde is affecting you, as well as Venus retrograde, those videos are up on Patreon, link down below, up now. For you, Cancer, Pisces season has a lot to do with your spiritual journey, your journey of enlightenment, gaining information and knowledge that leads you on your path towards your purpose. So this is something you're uncovering throughout March, which we talk more about on Patreon with Mercury retrograde. But just to go over it generally right now, you feel compelled towards a new future, new horizons, and a new destiny calling your name. You feel inspired by the sense of purpose and destiny overall. The eclipse in your third house on March 14th, what we can say about that for you is that there's this shift of mindset that's coming up for you. This mentality shift, and this is a huge shift for you that has been long withstanding in your mind and your consciousness. There's information that you receive, information that is uncovered to to you that helps you change your mindset for the better. And more importantly, this eclipse will be the catalyst for you to change something about your mentality, your mindset that you did not see before. As we make our way into Aries season on the 20th, the sun goes into your 10th house. It'll be traveling over your midheaven. So you're in a heightened space of awareness towards how the public perceives you. What is your reputation? How do you want to change your reputation for the future? You feel more bold and decisive towards what you want to achieve in your career and professional life. But you are halted by the second eclipse on the 29th, which is in your 10th house over your midheaven. For some of you guys, it is conjunct your midheaven exactly. So it is lighting up for you this sense of direction when it comes to what you want to do in the future, what inspires you. And after having this 9th house transit, you're blessed with a clearer sense of purpose, a clearer sense of what your destiny is, and aligning that with your career. And a lot of you guys might be in positions where you have to reconcile those things. You have to make a big decision about how this career move or opportunity you have, is it aligned with your morals, your ethics, or what your destiny is. This second eclipse will especially illuminate for you what you want to achieve in your career. What are the limits? Are there any limits at all? What is the future of what you're doing professionally? Ultimately, for you Cancer, eclipse season is teaching you all about this sense of forward movement, moving forward in life, going past your limits, going past boundaries, and achieving what you actually want to achieve, and finding it within yourself and your mindset of achieving things that seem far, but being able to do it because of your sense of belief in yourself. And if you guys would like to know about how Mercury retrograde is affecting you as well as Venus retrograde, those videos are up on Patreon, link down below, up now. So for you, Scorpio, Pisces season lights up your 5th house. So during this time in March, you're focused on your creative projects, your passions, what brings you a sense of joy, what makes you feel alive and inspired. This is where your attention is throughout March. Like we talked about in the Venus and Mercury retrograde predictions on Patreon, what you're specifically getting into in the creative world and how that's inspiring you. In a general sense, what you're able to do during Pisces season is make one of your passions become more realistic when it comes to projects that you're doing, what you're able to do, and how you're doing that with other people. Now, the eclipse lighting up your 11th house on March 14th will be a time for you of profound realization when it comes to what aspirations you want to pursue in the future. What are your dreams? What is your vision for yourself in your life overall? You have this huge epiphany moment and bird's eye view of what's happened in your life thus far, what exactly it is you want to move forward with, and especially moving forward with something connected to those passions that you discover about yourself, the creative projects you want to bring to the world. This eclipse illuminates for you what your bigger goals are, not just the day-to-day things, not what you can achieve in a few months or a few days, but what is the bigger picture here. And you'll be able to feel this catalyst of the eclipse pushing you towards something that's your destiny, what you're meant to do. It could be completely out of your realm or your breadth of tools or knowledge right now. But the divine does have a bigger plan for us. God has a bigger plan for you. And with the eclipse, you're able to get in tune with what exactly it is you're meant to manifest into your reality in the next years for yourself. Now the energy shifts for you a bit once we get into Aries season. The sun goes into your 6th house. So now you're focused on health, wellness, your routine, and how to be more productive in life. The eclipse on the 29th will bring this into your awareness as well in a prominent way of what have been your habits so far. Are any of your habits not responsible? Are they causing limitations in your life? Are they not productive for you? You're analyzing your life in a more critical way with this second half of eclipse season of, okay, what do I need to let go of in order to be more productive, to achieve what I want? Because you can have big goals and aspirations and dreams like we were talking about earlier, but what are the little steps that bring you to that big achievement? And so that's what the eclipse will illuminate for you, is what's holding you back. Is it diet? Is it your mindset? Is it what affirmations you say every day? And those little things that help build this sense of productivity within you. And ultimately, Scorpio, what I think you're learning during eclipse season, what it's bringing you is this sense of decisiveness about what you want to pursue in the future in terms of your goals and aspirations, and what you want to let go of, what's no longer necessary in your life when it comes to shaping your dream reality. And if you guys would like to know about how Mercury retrograde is affecting you as well as Venus retrograde, those videos are up on Patreon, link down below, up now. Now, Pisces. Pisces season, it's your season right now, and as we get into March, it is a time where you're focused on yourself, your physical appearance, and a lot of you guys will go under this energetic rebirth throughout Pisces season if you haven't already, where you discover something new about yourself, you feel like embracing yourself more authentically, and being in this space where you are focused on yourself, your intention, and your goals moving forward. So as you're treading through with this stronger sense of self you uncovered, you're able to navigate relationships more decisively, more clearly, and with a stronger set of boundaries, which is what the first eclipse on March 14th is illuminating for you. It's putting the spotlight on your relationships since it's going to be in your 7th house of Virgo. What is the dynamics you have with your spouse? Is it healthy? Is it balanced? Is there anything you want to get off your chest? Is there boundaries that need to be laid out? And I do see for a lot of you guys that is the main topic, is boundaries. How to set them, how to articulate them, who do you need to set them with, is what this eclipse will bring into your life and into your awareness. It's also going to be a catalyst for change in your relationships, catalysts for change in dynamics, power dynamics. So you can expect to see in your relationships around this eclipse is something shifting for the better, something shifting for the worse. Maybe there's a relationship you're no longer going to be involved in. There's a business partnership or contract ending for you, or you're terminating, and it's because you are prioritizing yourself, your self-worth, and this is going to help you set better boundaries. So this theme of self-esteem and self-worth continues once we get to Aries season, since the sun will go into your 2nd house. So you feel this strong sense of wanting to build yourself up, speak life into yourself. Some of you guys could be in a situation where you end a relationship and maybe they weren't speaking to you in a way you appreciated, so that's one of the things you cut off. So that leads you to be in a space where you're completely feeding into yourself now. You're pouring love into yourself, doing affirmations every day, posting it on your mirror, hyping yourself up. You're in this space where you're boosting your own self-esteem. You feel motivated to create a foundation for yourself where it's like your confidence is stable, it's firm, it's unmoved by anybody's opinions about you. And then this comes to a climax with the eclipse on the 29th, also in your 2nd house. And this will illuminate for you your financial habits, financial spending patterns. Is there anything you've been doing that hasn't contributed to your most beneficial position in your income? So I do see for a lot of you guys, you're cutting out old habits when it comes to spending habits. You're cutting out different ways you've handled your money. You want to handle your money in a smarter way, in a more organized way, and this is your priority throughout Aries season, but especially climaxing with the eclipse on the 29th. You can see this pattern for you Pisces of self-recognition, rebirth, and then you build your self-esteem and you have the sense of confidence, and then you can handle your money in a way that is direct, decisive, where your income, your money is connected to your self-worth and your ability to see yourself for who you are, see your abilities, how you can monetize them, and how you can handle your money in a way that is respecting your boundaries and respecting the kind of lifestyle you do want to have. So ultimately for you Pisces, what you're learning during eclipse season, what it's bringing you is a sense of awareness towards setting boundaries, how to set them, and expressing your true self in relationships. And if you guys would like to know about how Mercury retrograde is affecting you as well as Venus retrograde, those videos are up on Patreon, link down below, up now.